What's your number one mission?
Number one mission is trying to keep the American border safe, and then just trying to detect and defend the border as much as we possibly can.
Secretary of Defense, it looks like the U.S. Army recruiting had their most productive December in 15 years, enlisting 346 soldiers daily into the world's greatest army. I just think it's so powerful, and I had the opportunity to talk to some troops. So much spirit at the border. Watch. How does it feel to have the Secretary of Defense here, greet you guys personally, talk to you, get y'all concerns?
Yeah, I think it's important that the Secretary of Defense come down and actually have the leaders of the department come down and kind of see eyes-on perspective at the tactical level. Because, ideas and orders that come down from top, they don't know how all that impacts, right, the soldiers. But I think it's great for him, especially his first trip out, to come down and actually get the thoughts of the leaders and the soldiers on the ground and how we can best execute this mission.
So tell me about the operation that you guys are going to be doing at the border. What specifically would you be doing?
So we have soldiers down here really just manning different detection and monitoring locations. Really designed. Border Patrol works hand in glove with us to put us in the best positions possible to help support them. So we have soldiers out here 24/7, 365, and we do everything that we possibly can to support our DHS partners.
What's your number one mission?
Number one mission is trying to keep the American border safe, and then just trying to detect and defend the border as much as we possibly can.
Now, this is what I really love to hear, is the people are willing to take the time of their life to serve this country, to help protect this country and enforce laws, no matter which capacity you're in any military branch. I respect everybody that serves, and somebody that has served in the Air Force, I was glad and fortunate to have served with really good men and women and been able to deploy. And a lot of people in the country that have never served don't really understand the things that the military has to go through, especially these men and women that serve have sacrificed and are sacrificing time in their lives to do something for the big picture of this country that I always emphasize in my videos, the big picture that a lot of the American people that haven't served or can't serve don't see and aren't able to see. But a lot of these men and women that serve, they sacrifice a lot joining the military, being far away from home, getting deployed. I mean, it actually damages some families along the way, and a lot of my military buddies can attest to this, and some of them are fortunate to be able to keep their families intact. And but what's important is, when you have somebody in the military that serves, it's important to always keep contact with them, even if they don't try to reach out to you, because being in the military, it's a busy life. There's a million things that go on into being a trained soldier, airman, whatever branch you're in. I mean, it takes a toll on people's bodies, minds, spirit, and unfortunately, some people in the military get to the point where whatever they experience too much of can really take over their minds, and some people have it better than others, and it's always good to talk to these people, and that's why that's the part I respect the VA in when it comes to helping veterans get back into society after they've been through certain things that they had to go through.
This happened after President Trump was elected, after Pete Hegseth was nominated as Defense Secretary. So enlistment going up, 350 soldiers every single day this past December. It's incredible.
And that is the best recruiting number in 12 years, according to the Army. The Army hit its best number in 15 years overall. America's youth want to serve. Just make it something that people feel rewarded for doing. And I want to see those families who do so much for our country. I think 1% serves the 350 million, but so many are legacies. My grandfather, my father, and they stopped after Afghanistan. hopefully they'll say, son, daughter, if you want to go in, I support you now.
Well, ever since COVID, the numbers have started to slump. And then we've also got standards, and too many people are obese. And also the Army's got essentially their own SAT test to see whether or not you can get in. They've started doing prep classes, which is great.
Physical prep, too.
Yeah. One of the problems is they don't have enough facilities. And so in the last couple of weeks, the Army announced that they are going to expand basic training at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri and Fort Sill in Oklahoma to bring in about another 10,000 per year. Last year, they actually hit their number. They wanted 53,000. They hit 53,300.
Wood Branch, Army?
The Army.
Because a lot of it, they also lowered their standard, lowered their goal.
What year was Afghanistan's withdrawal? Was that 2023 or
2021.
Okay, 2021. Well, in 2023, the U.S. military missed the recruiting goals by 41,000. I think a lot of this had to do with who the commander-in-chief was and the decisions he was making that affected the lives of our military.
Think about this. Did you ever hear Joe Biden say, I need you guys to serve? Did you ever see a commercial be all you can be? Did you ever see a warrior looking like a warrior in these commercials? They were great. Army could put out these great ads. They hired these major companies. They stopped doing it. It was like gender equality crap. And they also were pushing back. They were pushing back on the letting them into high schools. You need to tell high school kids, and I know you're thinking about college. I just want you to know what we can offer you.
Right.
I just think we got to have a pro-America strength type message.
We got some video of America winning.
Exactly. Like, push that out there. As someone that is the first generation in my family not to serve, all my grandparents, my father, grandmother, grandfather, and it goes on and on and on. They discouraged me from joining the military because of how the military had been, and they would not focus on certain things. I think the Secretary of Defense is going to shift that message, and you already see it with the guys on the ground. They're so happy. I mean, I haven't witnessed that in a minute, not just with the Border Patrol, but the service member. Brian asked me when we were off camera, did they tell you which ones you can interview? No, they didn't. They said, just go. Just go out there and talk with the guys. And the guys were, they were astonished. They go, I don't think I've been approved to talk. And one of the aides said, the Secretary of Defense has approved you to talk.
Right.
Tell them what you want to tell them.
That's good having a
It's
guy
incredible.
with TV experience because it's not like, okay, we've focus grouped this one guy. He's got the perfect point of view.
No.
Ask anybody in the line, they're going to say exactly, you want to find out how they feel, they're going to tell you how they feel.
So I respect the Secretary of Defense to go down to the border and actually speak to these soldiers and, really make sure what their mission is that was passed down to them and that it aligns with what was, implemented. And, it's good to hear that more people are willing to serve this country because they know now with this new president that there's a purpose. The purpose we've been missing of actually securing our border, wanting to have a safe country, and along with many other things that, the president is wanting to do for this country to help make it better in every way possible. It's just very early on in the beginning, and we're already hearing flack from the other party about how, this isn't working out. It takes time. There's bumps in the road, especially after the last 4 years dealing with an administration that chose to do everything they could to destroy this country. That's exactly what they did and have done. So now it's time to clean up shop, and I'm glad we have men and women that are willing to sacrifice time in their lives and serve. And like I mentioned earlier, as I served, I also have a cousin who served in the military and is still serving in the military. And, I appreciate him for serving. And anybody that serves, I'm always appreciative because it takes a lot to actually sacrifice time in your life, miss birthdays, holidays, anniversaries. I mean, you're missing so much memories, and, it's sad and it sucks, but the big picture is what's important for these men and women that serve, and they see that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. All right, till next time. Peace out, guys.